Are you thinking about leaving California? If so, you are not alone, but there are two things you got to be aware of before you make the plunge out of the Golden State, before you get out of California. Two big things. Um, but first, let's get into an article that just came out yesterday about the number of people that are leaving California. And it just came out yesterday. So let's see if I can share my screen here. Okay, so this article was up on the Daily Mail, and I'll put the link to this article down below. So let's just go through the bold points, and then I'll go into two things that you have to do before you leave California. So more people are leaving California than ever before, driven out by worsening wildfires, politics, and the skyrocketing cost of living. And so this first bullet point, yeah, just repeats what I just said. And so they were looking at a study that in 2018, they found that more than 86,000 people left California for Texas. That's a big spot for Californians to go. Texas, no state income tax, obviously. Nearly 70,000 left for Arizona, which is a quick drive, really quick flight to get out to, the Phoenix area or Tucson or Flagstaff. I love Flagstaff. And then also 55,000 left for Washington. Obviously, much different climate and no state income tax there as well. So between 2007 and 2016, 5 million residents moved to California, but 6 million people moved to other states. So they had a net, export of people leaving California during that time period. That's pretty significant. Obviously, California is still going to have plenty of people, but it is significant that more people are leaving California than actually coming into the state. And then according to a poll that they ran, locals say they're considering leaving due to the high cost of housing, heavy taxation, and the political culture. So I'm a financial planner. I work with clients who live in California and they're either thinking about it, or I actually have some clients who have bitten the bullet and left California. And they actually, and this is anecdotal, but those people say it's all three of these things that kind of go into their decision to get out of California. They're not in love with the politics. The taxation is way too high, and the cost of housing. I mean, it can be twice as expensive, even actually it could be more, twice as expensive to live in California than say, Texas, Washington, Arizona, the states we mentioned before. So if you're a California resident, you're thinking about getting out of Dodge, getting out of California, living somewhere else in your retirement, good for you. I think the quality of life could be much, much higher in a different state, but we got to do two things before you get out for good. The first is I want you to go to a really cool website called thetaxfoundation.org. And so they do a really good job of explaining taxes. They rank states on kind of like where their tax situation compares to other states. So you go to taxfoundation.org, then click on the state taxes right here. And then in this drop down on the right side, you can actually pick the state you're thinking about moving to. So I'm going to do Arizona. I'm actually a big fan of Arizona. And so what's going to show on up here is the taxes in the state that you're thinking about going to. Again, this is so important to do before you move. Yeah, California has high taxes and they get you taxed in a bunch of different ways. You want to make sure that the state you're going to has a much better situation. Likely it does, but you gotta run the numbers. You gotta double check. And obviously, if there's other reasons why you want to get out of California, that makes sense too. But if taxes is a consideration for you, and it is for a lot of the clients that I work with, look at the taxes of the new state that you want to move to. Okay, so Arizona's top individual income tax rate is 4.5%. California is like above 13%. So this is a big drop for those high earners. And then obviously all the brackets are smaller. The brackets are lower and the rates are lower in Arizona than compared to California. Another cool thing that they have is the tax collection per capita, per person is, and this website aggregates it and figures out how much is each person paying in state and local income taxes. And so it's $489. It's going to depend on obviously your situation, but what's important is to look at the ranking. And so the closer to 50 is the lower tax situation that your state would have. So ranked 40 out of 50 states, that's really good. That means Arizona's on the lower end of the tax situation there. And then they also put together the state and local tax burden, and they put a percentage on it, and then they also rank it. Again, I think the ranking's really important. They're ranked 36, so definitely lower taxes than most states. Check out the business taxes if you have a business. I'm not going to focus that on this video, though we can get to it later. Two other things, or actually three other things you should look at. The sales tax rate. So Arizona's in the middle of the pack when it comes to sales tax. Obviously, we saw the individual income tax. They're on the lower end of the pack. Sales tax looks like they're right in the middle compared to other states. The gasoline tax, they're great. They're 46 out of 50. That's wonderful. And then the last thing that you could check out, and actually you really got to check this out, because a lot of people make the mistake of saying, hey, I'm going to go from California, which has a high income tax rate, and then I'm going to go to a different state. But if that different state has a really high property tax to make up for a lower individual income tax, then it could really hurt you, and it could give you an unexpected tax bill at the end of the year. I hope that makes sense. So basically, again, you want to do your research on what the new state's tax situation is going to be, and then keep an eye out for the property taxes. Arizona's got 0.67% of the housing value, and that ranks 37th out of 50. So again, that's really good. That is not, it's not high. So that's good. That's what we want to see. So that's the first thing that you want to do. You can come to the Tax Foundation and you can check out the state that you want to live in and see what their tax situation is. And again, the link for this is going to be down below. Second thing you want to do before you get out of California is make a tax plan before you retire. Make a plan for figuring out how you can pay the lowest in taxes over your lifetime before you retire. This is called tax planning. A really good certified financial planner like yours truly can do this for you. And what you want to do is you want to think about, how can I take advantage of the low tax rates we have today, anticipating that taxes might go up in the future. Our current tax code is set to go up at the end of 2025, starting in 2026. Some Democrats want to repeal those tax cuts, and they want to frankly raise taxes before 2026. So if you want to take advantage of tax rates now, time is of the essence. So I've written a book about this. You can get it on Amazon, The Retirement Tax Bomb. It's available for a whopping $4.99. It's well worth it. And guess what? If you want it for free, I'll give it to you for free. You can get a free PDF copy today. Again, I'll put the link for this down below. Just need your contact information, and then I'll email it off to you to figure out how you can lower your lifetime tax burden. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. Are two things. Again, one, you got to look at the taxes of the state that you're thinking about moving to, and just really get an eye on where they're going to hit you, and if they're lower than most states on their tax rates. Second thing you want to do, make a plan to lower your lifetime tax burden, and you can do that with the book that I wrote, and I'm going to put a link to it down below. Okay, that's all I got for today. If you got any value of this, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.